Hello and welcome to Creative Cut Talks, the show that aims to promote sustainable visual arts and to bridge the gap between art creators and consumers. I'm your host, Chawa, an international award-winning visual artist who has begun her art career in 2006 and has been practicing since. Throughout my art practice in 3 different continents, I realized that we as artists as well as our consumers at times struggle to understand certain vital moments that encompass visual arts. That is why I founded Creative Cut Talks, a platform where we help one another unpack and ultimately enjoy visual arts. I must say, possibly due to the dynamic and creative nature of visual arts, there's hardly a distinct definition of anything visual arts. However, art education remains vital. Today we share a groundbreaking topic to broadly understand visual arts and their fundamental differences with other art forms. Simply put, art is a diverse range of products or human activity involving creative imagination to express beauty and conceptual ideas with the aim of communicating something or entertaining a consumer. As expressed earlier, there's generally no agreed definition of what constitutes art. Art ideas have evolved over years, but what remains is that there are 3 classic branches of art, namely visual arts, performing arts, and literary arts. These branches may overlap, and they may be practiced as a combination of one another. In recent years, there has been additions of art practices that may arguably not be included exclusively in any of the 3 above branches of art. Such an example is interactive media. Now let's talk visual arts. What sets visual arts apart is that they are largely consumed by the eye. This modern and quite imprecise umbrella term includes several artistic disciplines which also overlap one another. This shows that it is meaningless to attempt any definition, so it's safer to list examples. This calls for another further breakdown. The current use of visual arts constitutes fine arts, applied arts, contemporary arts, as well as the previously debated decorative arts and crafts. An interesting fact is that at the turn of the 20th century, the term artist was often restricted to a person working in the fine arts and not crafts or applied media. Art schools made a distinction between fine arts and crafts, maintaining that a craftsperson could not be considered a practitioner of art. With that being said, let's attempt to explain these disciplines. Firstly, the fine arts. These are what would traditionally be referred to as art for art's sake. Those pieces that are produced mainly for their aesthetic purposes and not their functionality. Their purpose is to communicate, express ideas, and to stimulate intellect. Fine arts' root base is on drawing, painting, and sculpture. Fine arts are one of the most volatile disciplines of art, which has resulted in them being constantly extended to embrace new technology and inventions. That is why under fine arts, we saw a rise of constituents like photography, printmaking, and mixed media artworks. Fine arts are consumed in the widest range of manners. They go from household use, corporate use, public use, tourism, and socio-psychological use, to being showcased in social media, exhibitions, galleries, museums, as well as being held for private use. Secondly, we will match applied arts and decorative arts. Applied arts are those that are functionally applied in artistic design for our everyday use. They largely overlap decorative arts. Modern applied arts may be referred to as design. Examples include graphic design, ceramics, fashion design, calligraphy, interior design, and architecture. Some types of decorative art may be regarded as applied art. These include tapestry, metalwork, pottery, book illustrations, just to mention a few. Decorative arts and crafts also include basketry and many forms of printmaking. Thirdly, the later years saw a development of what we call contemporary arts. These include a number of modern art forms such as assemblages, collages, conceptual art, installation, performance, note not performing, but performance arts, along with overlaps of photography, video art, and animations. The latest and very interesting developments now take us to land arts, your modern-day graffiti, and ice or snow sculpture. Mixed masala, right? But remember, art is whatever you like. There are no limitations and set distinctions. Now, moving on to the purpose. One may wonder what the significance of this highly skilled practice that has lived longer than mankind and seems to be a hobby or even a career to thousands, if not millions of people out there is. Well, besides the functionality where applicable, visual arts are a fundamental component of the human experience as far as understanding our own lives, history, and culture is concerned. Besides communication, it is a source of inspiration, reflection, and joy. Visual arts are a basis of or an initial foundation of other art forms. In recent years, we hear a rise in talks about art therapy. Visual arts have a healing effect on both the artist and the viewer. Need we emphasize how much they contribute to the creative economy? Have you ever imagined a city or a big office space without art? All that said, I think by now we appreciate the significance and relevance of art in our everyday lives. That's all for today's episode of Creative Cut Talks.
Creative Cut, filling the creator-consumer gap.